phone. Hey, what's up? This is Rich from Tsxv Live. Hope you're having a great day. And it looks as though we're going to finish off green in Canada and the United States today. Let's take a look real quick. Are we going to finish in the green in Canada and the United States today in the cannabis sector? We have the last trading day of August after 5 months of red. I want to thank Upswing Trading. Mitchell from Upswing Trading, he brought me this pick and told me that I needed to take a look at it more closely. I need to give it some love, and I need to bring it to the community. So today I wanted to look into Delta 9. We're going to do a little dive into Delta 9, and I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, do you guys like Delta 9? Do you think it's going to be a winner? Do you guys think it's going to be a loser? Is this a new company for you? I want to really dig deep and see what you guys think. Okay, so far in the United States, we are in the green. Markets are just closing up for the last day of August. And if you look at some of the percentage gainers, Maple Leaf Green World up 33% today. Players Network up 21% today in America. FinCanna up 7%. Emerald Biosciences up 7%. General Cannabis Corp up 6%. Medical Marijuana Inc. up 6%. Harvest Health and Recreation up 3%. Body and Mind up 3%. TerraTech Corp up 3%. So it looks as though America will finish green in the cannabis sector for the last day of 2019 for August. The losers today in America are Tilt Holdings, just taking a beating as Tilt down 6.6%. Charlotte's Web down 5%. Vitality Biopharma down 5%. Planet 13 Holdings down 4%. GSRX down 4%. MCIG down 4%. Acreage Holdings just taking a beating, down just under 4%. Weed Inc. Buds BUDZ now at 40 cents, down 3.74%. CVSI at 329, down 3%. Kona Gold Solutions at 8 cents, down 2%. So that is America. They did finish in the green. And in Canada, let's take a look at the Canadian index. It's been fighting between green and red all day. And let's see, is it green? Oh, it looks as though we will finish in the green in Canada. So this is a good way to finish August, even though August will be our 5th month in the row of red. All the big players, Aurora Cannabis down slightly at 7.31 in Canada. Tilray at 25.64, down 4% in Canada. Canopy Growth Corp at 31.37. Weed is the symbol in Canada, down 1.8%. T-God, the Green Organic Dutchman, down 3%, up 3.41% at $3.34. They've been climbing up quietly. Afria down 2% at $8.35. Namaste at 44 cents, down 1%. CanTrust at 231, down 2.5%. Heritage Cannabis Holdings up 2% at 43 cents. Huge is the same. Weekend Unlimited is unchanged. Let's take a look at some of the gainers and the losers in Canada and in the United States. There's Delta 9. So Delta 9 having a monster day. They're now at 90 cents, up 12.5%. And that's the stock that we're going to dive into today. Delta 9 Inc. THC Biomed International up 13%. Lift & Co. up 7%. The Tinley Beverage Company Inc. up 7%. Agriflora having a nice day, up 6%. Canopy Rivers having a nice day, up 4.6%. The Flower Corporation getting closer to $3. FLWR at $2.95, up 4.2%. Valens Growworks having a nice day, up 3.9% at $3.45. MYM Nutraceuticals up 3.8%. The Green Organic Dutchman up 3.1% at $3.33. Those are the percentage gainers and the percentage decliners. Wildflower Brands Inc. down 8% at 39 cents. Indiva Limited at 36 cents, down 6%. Suniva, which I'm not really surprised after those terrible earnings, at 95 cents now, down 5.94%, taking it on the chin. Once again, Tilray, one of the big losers of the day, down $25.66, down 4.04%. CanTrust at 230, down 2.95%. Isodiol at 35 cents, down 2.7%. Chiron Life Sciences been taking a beating at $1.42, down 2.74%. Those are your winners and losers in Canada and the United States. And I wanted to look into Delta 9. Let's just see who's here with me today. Michael Robertson says, smash that like. Thank you. We got 7 likes. Thank you guys for the 7 likes. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. It's great to be here with you guys. I love the community. And we found a few winners, man. Zoom Away Travel has been a huge winner for our community. I'm very, very happy with Zoom Away Travel. Some reason, even though it goes up consistently, people want to say bad things about Zoom Away Travel. But I'm going to consistently say this. Before you say something bad about the company, do some research on them. Go and look at their revenue projections and look at the amount of debt they've reduced and the amount of revenue growth in a year. You have debt being reduced and you have revenue growing. That's my idea of a good company. So I want to give some credit to Mitchell from Upswing Trading for bringing me Delta 9. Let's talk about Delta 9. Well, you know what? First, let me just say hi to everybody that's here. Eric says, are they partners with Oxley? Are you talking about Delta 9? I don't know. Are they? Five Finger Limited says, my grandson just bought me my phone and said, Grandpa, it's full alert. It's Rich TV. And I'm still laughing. Are you serious? That is awesome. That is so awesome. Jason Garza says, good day, my people. What is up, people? What's up, Jason? Shane says, hey, Rich, how you doing, bro? Bought T-God today. Yeah, hey, man, I like T-God, but they need some revenue, man. T-God, could we get some revenue? Can we get some revenue, T-God? We need some revenue. You know what I mean? Jason says, hey, Rich, wait for it. Then one fine day, boom, blue skies. It's all good, bro. Oh, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. The resurrection's coming. I was the first to predict the resurrection, and I'm going to continue to say the resurrection's coming. I don't know exactly what day. As Rich Stradamus, I have predicted the resurrection for 3 years in a row. I've also predicted the drop in the summer for 3 years in a row. And I'll even predict that next summer we're going to drop, and we'll have a resurrection after that again. I mean, I'll do it. I'll even predict next resurrection. We're going to have another drop next summer, okay? Spring and summer. And then there'll be a resurrection again next year. How about that? That's how confident I am in the resurrection drop, because that's all it does. Justin says, yo. Justin, Eric says, yeah, they are. Okay, good. So it's good to see that they're partnered with Oxley. Eric says Oxley is going to have a big 2020. There's a lot of people saying that. I've heard some people say that Oxley's revenue could grow by 3,000% next year. So I just want to say hi to everybody before I broke the news. Let's go. Delta 9 receives approval to TSX. Oh, yeah. That's right. They've received approval to list on the TSX. Delta 9 Cannabis Inc., a vertically integrated producer and seller of medical and retail use cannabis products, symbol DN in Canada, and on the OTCQX, the highest listed exchange, VRNDF, is pleased to announce that its securities, as defined below, will begin trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange as of the opening of the market on September 3rd, 2019, which is Tuesday. With the increased visibility that trading on the TSX provides to the retail and institutional investor base, the uplisting will help to increase trading liquidity and access a growing investor base interested in the cannabis industry, said John, the founder and chief executive officer of the company. Last name, Arbuthnot. Interesting. Upon listing on the TSX, the securities will continue to trade under the symbols DN for the common shares and DNWT for the warrants. For the common share purchase warrants expiring June 28th, 2020, DNWT.A. For the common share purchase warrants expiring July 17th, 2022, and DN.B for the 8.5% unsecured convertible debentures of the company, collectively known as the securities. So you can buy 8.5% unsecured convertible debentures of the company. Interesting. In conjunction with the listing on the TSX, the securities will be voluntarily delisted from the TSX Venture Exchange prior to the commencement of trading on September 3rd, 2019. Now, if you're holding shares, there's nothing you need to do. Your shares will automatically just transfer. You may want to call your broker and just make sure that you're able to trade them if you want to trade them. About Delta 9 Cannabis Inc. Delta 9 Cannabis Inc. is a vertically integrated cannabis company focused on bringing the highest quality cannabis products to market. Delta 9's wholly owned subsidiary, Delta 9 Biotech Inc., is a licensed producer of medical and recreational cannabis and operates an 80,000 square foot production facility in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Delta owns and operates a chain of retail stores under the Delta 9 Cannabis Store brand. Delta 9's shares trade on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol DN and on the OTCQX under the symbol VRNDF. For more information, please visit delta9.ca. Interesting. So that's the news for them going to the TSX. What do you guys think? Do you guys like Delta 9? Do you guys own Delta 9? They're having a monster day today. What do you guys think about Delta 9? I'd like to know because I was being sold on it very, very hard by Upswing Trading. Mitchell, who has a Facebook group, has been telling me that these are the guys. And he was right, evidently, today because they've had a monster day. So I'd love to know what your guys' opinion is. Do you guys agree? Is this going to be a giant? Will this be a giant? I want to know your guys' opinion. Please let me know. Let me get into some of your questions here. Anthony Rice says, "Hey, Rich, how you doing, Anthony?" Jason Garza says, Rich, one day these sales are going to end. It's true. We are in a summer blowout sale. It's true. That's a very good point. They will not last forever. So take advantage of the opportunities while you can and invest in the best because the best is blessed. It's true. Justin says, yo, and Eric says, yeah, they are okay. And Jason Garza says, Rich Stradamus, LL, that's rich. Yeah, it's true, man. Hey, man, you know what, man? We've predicted these falls and we predicted the resurrections multiple times. But even amongst it, there's so many companies now that it's way harder to trade in the cannabis sector than it was 2 years ago when all I was talking about, because they were the best at the time, were Canopy Growth, Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Organogram, the HMMJ ETF, Kronos Group, just to name a few. Those are some of the biggest and the best at the time. And if I forgot one or two, it's just because I say this so often, there's so many. But those were kind of like the ones in the beginning that we started with. Aurora, Afria, and Canopy Growth were the big three. And here we are like 2 years later. And I would have to say that within Canada, they're still the big three. I'd have to say Labs is up there now. I have to put Labs up there. So my goal right now is to accumulate the top 10 in Canada and the United States. And then just keep accumulating them. And, there's always going to be some outside the top 10 that I'm going to want as well. And one day we'll just have our own fund. But that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I want the top 10 in Canada and the United States. And I don't necessarily mean the top 10 trading as far as price. For me, I want to identify the top 10 companies. companies with the best products, the best management, the best share structure. Who is going to come out on top in 5 to 10 years? I think that's what's going to make our community famous. That's going to take this community and put us on Netflix. When we can predict the future, like the way we did with Zoom Away Travel. Yo, bro, how do you like the name Zoom Away Travel? Honestly, it's a cool name, right? Zoom Away Travel. Who can't rally around a name like Zoom Away Travel? Seriously, it's a pretty good name. Shane says, Rich, what's your prediction for next week? Green or red? Man, it's hard, bro. I'm always an optimist, so I'm going to have to say green. I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say green. That's what I'm going to be. And as an investor and a long-term investor and an enthusiast for the cannabis sector, I just want the bloodshed to end. I want us to have some green. I'm tired of the red. We've seen 5 months of red. January 2019 started like a dream. Red. January was red. February was red. March was, green. January was green. February was green. March was green. Crazy epic green. Explosions. 52-week highs everywhere. Then the resurrection ended in disappointment with a massive correction. So everything was way too high, and then everything came down. So we've seen everything go from a 52-week high to a 52-week low. We went from one extreme to the other extreme. We literally went from 52-week highs to 52-week lows. What's next? What's next? 52-week highs. So the run up is going to be epic, just like the drop has been epic. What we need to really try to think about doing is taking advantage of the resurrection, and then when it gets back to 52-week highs, getting cash. And if we want to short, that's the time to short. So literally next summer, we should be shorting. I'm just saying, if you want to short, next summer is going to be the big short. And then just follow the same trend, because that's what the cannabis sector has been for years. Could it change? Yeah, anything is possible. But when you have an industry where everything just keeps getting bigger, the revenues just keep getting bigger, these companies just keep getting better, now companies are becoming profitable, those profits are going to start to mount. And as long as they start managing their balance sheets, and I believe they will, especially in Canada where they're very conservative, I see those revenues growing exponentially. And that's when we're going to see these stocks skyrocket. And it will happen. Robert says canopy growth down to $23.60, buying at around $22 just to average down. That's a great price for canopy growth. It's a great price for canopy growth. Eric says, I think the resurrection is coming next week. Sorry, I bounced up here. I think the resurrection is coming next week. Been adding lots of ACB. I think ACB is great at these prices. Jason Garza says, Shane, I think red for 2 more weeks, then maybe. Okay, thank you for your opinion. Berg's Corner says, sup, everybody. What's up? Jason Garza says, that's a great company, Eric. Robert says, all this cannabis sector are at lowest I have seen for past 5 months. Sadly, I'm running out of cash. Well, hopefully the resurrection will come, and then the cash and the reserves will grow. Nika Domi, Mind Your Wealth, says, hey, Rich and everybody. How you doing, Nika? Keegan Webster says, the word vertically integrated is being passed around articles like the word blockchain for Bitcoin companies. Jason Garza says, only if they execute. It's true. Companies need to execute. Michael Berry says, Zenabis jumped to 85 cents USD, but closed at 78 out of curiosity. When did you find Zena? I bought my first shares on July 9th. I found your channel by looking for information on Zenabis. I'm glad you hold. I've been watching Zenabis for over a year, and they went from $2 when I found them to $6.85. I made money on the way up, and then they fell, and I didn't enter until 294. Then they went down, and I bought more at 192. And then they went down, and I bought more at 150. Now they're around $1. So I plan to buy more. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I plan to buy more. I just don't know exactly when right now. I want to see how the market reacts. But I am planning on buying more and lowering my costs. But if the resurrection comes the way I think it will, I don't think I'll have to. But at these prices, I kind of want to. So I don't know. We'll see. Arnie Day says, hi, Rich. Can you tell me what happens to gold if the U.S. raises tariffs? I think gold's going to go higher, guys. I think gold is a safe haven right now. I think the trend is buy gold. So in my opinion, gold is going to go higher regardless of what happens. I think gold is the play right now. I think it's going to go to 2,000 in my opinion. Jason Garza says, every word is true back in the day. Michael Berry says, have the same opinion. I thought I was losing my mind when I got excited about CANNABIS. Well, sometimes you have to realize, like, if you want to make money on a stock, you got to get early. You got to get them early. That's just the only way to do it. If you're a long-term investor and you want to get in a stock, then when a stock goes down, is that not just an amazing buying opportunity? So to me, if CANNABIS becomes a penny stock, then okay, I'll just buy a bunch of stock really, really cheap. Never been afraid of buying penny stocks. I mean, Zoomaway Travel has been a huge winner for our community, and it's a penny stock. I mean, do I think it's a penny stock? No. They generate 25 million last quarter. So it makes very little sense when you compare them to their peers. But when you think about the amount of selling pressure from insiders like Ricky Brar, you have to consider the fact that they're getting a lot of selling pressure. The brokers see those shares on the desk and they're like, okay, well, this guy's going to keep selling, so we're just going to short it. Until the insiders stop selling, I don't see how the stock goes up, or unless there's a massive resurrection in the entire sector and everything just starts to move, because that has a history of happening, and we've seen a lot of stocks go up, which can't be explained, but they just do go up. Based on fundamentals, yeah, it doesn't look good for companies right now that have losses, so they have to start showing profit. I do believe that CANNABIS is on the path to profitability. I do believe that Zoomaway Travel is on the path to profitability. I believe that Aurora Cannabis is on the path to profitability. I believe that Canopy Growth is on the path to profitability. We've already seen companies like Labs being profitable. We've seen Trulieve become profitable. We've seen Village Farms and Emerald Health show profits. We have seen so many companies move in the right direction that are going into the path to profitability. So you just have to assume these companies are going to consistently grow and get closer to profitability and then explosive profits. Because what happens after profitability is explosive profits. So in my opinion, the resurrection is coming and it's going to be epic. My question to you guys is Delta 9 going to be a giant? That's my question to you guys. Like, are you guys sleeping on Delta 9? Are we sleeping on Delta 9? They look like they're about to get over $1. Are we sleeping on Delta 9? Look at the news on Delta 9. Delta 9 agrees to increase bank credit facility to $18.1 million. So clearly they have $18.1 million of bank credit facility available. Delta 9 Cannabis Inc. is pleased to announce that it has come to terms on the amendment to the company's borrowing arrangement with the Canadian Western Bank to provide for an increase to its existing loan and credit facility by addition of certain loan segments and amendments to certain existing loan segments. The changes will bring the company's total credit facility with the bank to approximately $18.19 million. This increased debt financing, together with our recently completed short form prospectus offering of debentures units, have well positioned us to continue the company's growth and implementation of the business plan for the remainder of the year, said Delta 9 CEO John Arbuthnot. The company announced the terms of its financing arrangements with the bank on July 24th, 2018. The limit of the demand operating loan under the original financing for the purpose of the financing day-to-day operations of the company will increase to $4 million from its limit of $2 million under the original financing. So they just doubled what they're going to use for the purpose of day-to-day operations. The interest rate under the loan segment is unchanged from its rate under the original financing at 1% per year above the bank's prime lending rate. That's a very good term. Wow, that's a great term. A credit facility in the amount of $500,000 for the purchase of enabling the delivery of letters of credit required in connection with the company's operations is added. A non-revolving credit facility in the amount of $4 million for the purchase or lease of equipment required for the operation of the company's business is added, with interest to float at a rate of 1.7% above the bank's prime lending rate, with a fixed rate pricing to be subject of negotiation up to the date of withdrawal. The principal amounts of a demand non-revolving loan and a non-revolving equipment credit facility under the original financing have been reduced to reflect repayment of principal that has made by the company since the date of the original financing. That's good. That's good. The relationship between our company and the bank since the date of the original financing has grown steadily, and the proposed terms for these amendments demonstrate the strength of our mutual trust. This is very, very positive. We have watched Canadian financial institutions becoming more comfortable with the cannabis industry each day, and our experience with the bank over the past year is a testament to the mutual benefits that can follow from collaboration between the two industries. And I see Zenabis going down the same path. Non-dilutive, non-toxic funding with a bank. Very good terms, prime plus one, prime plus two. About Delta 9 Cannabis Inc. Delta 9 Cannabis Inc. is a vertically integrated cannabis company focused on bringing the highest quality cannabis products to market. Delta 9's wholly owned subsidiary, Delta 9 Tech Inc., is a licensed producer of medical and recreational cannabis and operates an 80,000 square foot production facility in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Delta 9 owns and operates a chain of retail stores under the Delta 9 Cannabis Store brand. Delta 9 shares trade on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol DN, but they will be moving to the TSX, which I told you guys first. I think this company looks very undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed, and I'm going to get into it more right now. Let's take a look at it, and I'm going to explain to you some of the reasons why. Now, if you go to Rich TV Live and you just follow me right now, I'm going to show you why I think these guys could absolutely explode. Let's look into it. DN. Let's go into DN. DMX. I was told that I need to look at this company very carefully, and then today they go up and do what they did. So I like that. So they're up 13.75% today on very light volume, only 185,000 shares. That tells me that it's very thinly traded. It has a very tight float. The 52-week low is 76 cents. It's coming off its 52-week low. The 52-week high is $2.35. Their market cap is 79 million. Their total shares issued and outstanding is 87 million. I want to know, do you guys like Delta 9? Jason Garza says, Xena is getting very interesting. Still dating it for now. Like to see a little momentum. Smart trading, man. Don't rush to buy anything. Only buy something if your gut is telling you to buy something. Don't force it. There's no need to rush anything. There's no need to force it. Like, at the end of the day, you got to live with your decisions when you make investments, and you have to have a plan B. You have to have an exit strategy. So if a stock goes down, are you going to lower your cost? Are you going to wait? You know what I mean? Like, you have options. You don't need to panic. As an investor, you shouldn't panic. Frank is saying, when's the rally? Well, it's coming. The resurrection's coming. I can promise you that. I don't know the exact date. Only the elite and the people, the powers that be, know the exact date. When's the exact date of the resurrection, bro? Do you know the date? Call the people, man. Make that call. Five Finger Limited says, my grandson Mason wants to buy a stock. He's only 6 years old. I told him I would open a Roth IRA. He said he needs a full alert when the account is open in a week. That's sweet, man. That is awesome. He wants $1,000. I think that his first stock should be Aurora Cannabis. That's the stock. The kids like Aurora Cannabis. The millennials like Aurora Cannabis. Aurora Cannabis is in 25 countries. They got the best story. Apparently, they got the best products. I say you got to look at Aurora Cannabis, in my opinion. Nika Domi says, I have a feeling more companies will be joining forces in the near future. Well, I think that's been the trend, right? I mean, look how many companies have been joining forces, especially companies that can't get their stock to trade. We saw HIP join forces with Hexo. We've seen many companies join forces with Aurora already, and Aurora used their stock. I wouldn't be surprised to see Suniva either have a huge financial partner with them in America, or have other companies join forces with Suniva, because Suniva has been struggling. I wouldn't even be surprised to see CANNABIS be acquired because they're so cheap, but they have so much potential. So we have to consider all of these options. And either they're going to be acquired or they're going to really grow based on their revenue growth. Those are the two things that are going to happen, and their share structure and their management and their ability to have good products and distribute their products and grow their product on a global basis. GSTAT010 says, I heard Xena insiders were selling on Thursday. What do you think? I think insiders are selling every day. But they're not the only ones. Like, when Canopy Growth had $100 million a quarter of insider selling, nobody cared because they were a huge success. But when the stock's going down and people are selling, everybody wants to complain. The thing you have to realize is, if you like the company and the stock is going down, that's a buying opportunity. So what are you complaining about? If you like the company and the stock is down, that's a buying opportunity. Or just wait. Or don't buy the stock. Or short it. I can't stop you from doing whatever you want to do. I believe long-term CANNABIS is going to do very well, but I can't guarantee it because I don't own the company. I don't own 272 million shares in the company. There's 272 million shares in this giant called CANNABIS. I only own 26,000 shares. If it keeps going down, I'm going to have more. If it goes to 10 cents one day, I'll buy 1,000,000 shares. Like I've been to their facilities. I've seen what they're doing. I believe they will get it together. I can't understand how they could trade at these levels, considering the fact that they're generating 25 million a quarter in revenue. So as the company grows and the revenue grows, I anticipate the stock will grow, but I can't control it. If it goes down, the only thing I can do is buy more and wait, because I'm not going to sell for a loss. I won't do that. Jason Garza says, yes, Nika, Canadian companies will consolidate and a smaller player will go away. Eric says, do you think Namaste has a prayer? My only holding I'm really worried about. I think they do, but they need to increase their sales because their sales did not increase quarter over quarter. That's the problem with Namaste. It's all about sales. It's all about growth. If you don't have growth, if you don't have sales, and your peers do, why would anyone invest in you? Your company's not going to succeed. Jason Garza says, my son owns Namaste. Hope so. Well, he can always lower his cost. That's the way to trade. Or just wait. That's all you can do. But lowering your cost is a very good way to trade. Just make sure you do the research in the beginning and you're willing to invest in a company that you think long-term is going to be a winner. I still think Tsxv is going to do very well. But in the short term, this is an amazing buying opportunity for investors that want to get into the US market. And I still think Tsxv is going to be a giant in California. But at these levels, man, I think it's a great buying opportunity, but I still think it could go lower. I do. I really do. Sean says, hello, happy Friday. Hope you guys are all having a happy, fabulous Friday. We were green in the cannabis sector on this Friday in Canada and the United States today. Michael Robertson says, you think Can't Trust will make a comeback? Yeah, I do. Just like Organogram made a comeback from growing pesticides in the crops. I think Can't Trust will make a comeback. But I also think Can't Trust can go lower before they go higher. So we'll see. It's all about revenue growth. And until we see some type of resolution with Health Canada, Can't Trust is in serious trouble. We need to see a resolution. Jason Garza says, what is the symbol for Delta 9? In Canada, it's DN. In America, it is VRNDF in America. And if we go to, where's the other news? I know there was another news that I saw. Barely trades in America, only 15,000 shares. 87 million shares issued outstanding. But look at the revenue growth. Take a look at this. Here it is. Delta 9 stock soars on record Q2 revenue. So they've been moving. While everything else was going down, these guys have been going up. Eye-watering gains. The company posting eye-watering gains in its most recent earnings compared to the previous quarter and for the same period last year. Revenues of 8.9 million Canadian is a massive increase of 1,142% compared to 715,746 Canadian reported in Q2 last year. Whoa. Yo, did you hear what I just said, bro? This company's revenue grew from 715,000 last quarter, Q2 2018, to 8.9 million Q2 2019. They're still under $1. They're 90 cents. The symbol in 1 year. They went up 1,142% from one quarter to the next quarter in 1 year. They're 90 cents. Called Delta 9 Cannabis. No, I don't think that this thing. I think this thing is just getting started. Yeah. Compare it with first quarter revenue of this year, where revenue was 5,632,000, and that's another significant increase of 58%. So they increased by 1,142% in 1 year, just in the quarter. And then from quarter over quarter, they increased from Q1 2019, they generated 5.6 million. In the next quarter, they generated 8.9 million. So they grew by 58% from last quarter. Imagine having a company growing by that much. That's pretty huge revenue growth. Would you agree? I'm just saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Can't tell you guys what to do, but Eric says, I like them, but don't want to chase green. Hey, that's smart. I'm not suggesting you chase them. I'm just suggesting you watch them. I don't suggest anything that you do. You guys do whatever you want to do. My job is just, okay, I'm a water bearer. I'm an Aquarius. It's my job to be the bearer of the news. It's up to you guys to digest the information and come back to me with, no, Rich, don't buy it for this reason, or Rich, buy it for this reason. And as a community, we come to a consensus, and hopefully we can figure out when's the best time for us to buy these great opportunities. That's why I do this. I want to know what you guys think. Can we get a Shazing or what? Is that possible? You're the man. We got 20 likes, 30 people live. Thank you guys for the 20 likes. I'm joining you guys this Friday, the last trading day of June 2019, and we finished in the green. Thank you, Stock Gods, for a daily bread. Thank you for a green day. We needed it. We needed it. Finally, a green day. Jared says, hey, Rich, load up. Eric says, I like them, but don't want to chase green. And then Jason Garza says, thank you for your top picks video, adding to my watch list. Hey, my pleasure, man. Five Finger Limited says, grandson just said, buy red and sell green. Right, Grandpa? That's what Rich says. Yo, man. Yo, you know what? We should make a show with your grandson. That would be so awesome. We should make a video with your grandson, man. That would be so sweet. I would love that. That is so awesome. Ask your grandson which song he wants to play. I'll play a song for him. What's your grandson's name? That is so awesome. Jason Garza says, hey, Rich, after the resurrection, the community should all buy tickets to Canada and have a beach party with you in the spring. I'll cook my famous fajitas. Hey, man, I'm down. But you know what? I don't want to be in Canada. We got to go somewhere international, man. Somewhere cool. Somewhere exotic. We'll figure it out. It'll happen. It'll happen. Thunderbird says Aurora is back to prices it first saw 2 years ago. I know, which is signaling a massive buying opportunity. Massive. Jason Garza says sold T-Bird. Sold your Thunderbird? Nika says, Namaste, just named Manny as CEO. I think that will give the company a point in investors' eyes. It clarifies their desire to keep going. Nika says, what's your YouTube channel again? Mind Your Wealth. Yeah. Nika says, yeah, that's big. Delta might keep rallying. Yeah, like I said, you know, the company's results are what I like. I like revenue growth. It's a trend I am noticing with all stocks. When you have revenue growth, it's hard to hold the stock down. So we need to really watch this. This is the trend, is revenue growth is vital for stocks. And as investors and as a community, we are growing and we are finding ways to get better every day. And when we see revenue growth and successive revenue growth quarter over quarter, and debt is being reduced and hopefully gets eliminated, then we see companies that are growing in the right directions. Those are the companies that we want our community to be investing in. Tat010 says, do you have plans to buy labs? Again, I like VGW better in my opinion. I do like labs a lot. I like labs and Valence, but I like labs better than Valence, personally. A lot better than Valence at this point. I don't even think it's close, in my opinion, based on a lot of things. But that's just my opinion. Steven George says, hey, Nika, watched your first interview. Congrats. What a cool opportunity. Congratulations, Nika, on your first interview. I'd love for you to come on our show so we could talk about it. Nika says, Steven George, I appreciate that so much. Five Finger Limited says, Rich, I was out with my youngest son on the boat. He is 30 years. The girls were. Nika says, VGW ran away from my last couple days. I missed it like the company. Five Finger Limited says, Mason, full alert. He loves it. All right. Tell Mason the full alert's coming up. All right, Mason. Mason, you're probably one of my youngest fans, so I want to dedicate this full alert to you, Mason. You are one of Rich TV Live's biggest, youngest fans, so I want to dedicate this full alert to you, Mason. And I hope you become a great investor. And if you invest in a company, I would say invest in Aurora Cannabis. That should be your first investment. And if your family gives you money for like birthdays and different events, and if you start giving, selling the paper like my son and doing different things to make money, you should invest in stocks and invest in the best, because the best is blessed. Invest in the top 10 revenue generating cannabis companies in Canada and the United States. Invest in the best, because the best is blessed. I have a full alert dedicated to Mason, the Rich TV Live youngest super fan. This is for you, Mason. Are you ready? Subaru likes Rich TV Live.
Cannabis stocks and CEO interviews.
This is for you, Mason.
By Rich TV Live.
Beach party. Jason Garza wants the beach party.
Yo, kid. Rich TV Live. You know it's a full alert, baby.
I'll go with you to Poland. Let's go. It's for you, Mason.
Yeah. Full alert is full alert. Full alert is full alert.
We're on a full alert.
Full alert is full alert. Yeah. I told y'all motherfuckers about Aurora and how it's gonna blow up. And Cura did the same and make you throw up. I was talking about Kush bottles,
KSHB.
I was talking about I ain't the same.
What they gon' be?
It was BVO. We gave you all the answers. TRST shit, you know it's Kentress. Don't forget about Africa. We brought you into harvest. But why you still hate on the QI? That shit is far-fetched. Just the 52-week lows. That's just how it goes. Rich TV is shit. We about to make some dough. Yo, right on everything in January. Shit is popping out. Rolling up some good in the backwood and we puffing clouds. Bow down, I ain't a hater like you.
Cheers.
Bow down to a greater trader than you. Bow down, I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a greater trader than you. Full alert is full alert.
I know, should be.
Full alert.
It'll happen.
Alert is full alert. Full alert is full alert. Yeah. Full alert is full alert. Let me take you to the future with ACD on top and Africa right next to that shit in the second slot. I'm like Jordan in his prime, shooting with Pippen, making money all the time, fucking with some man. Kush bottles ain't going nowhere. You know it's gaining hype, and if you ain't watching, you ain't winning. It's time to say goodnight. Zeno with the fever, that shit diva with the heater. You can leave that shit with Beaver. I don't fuck with non-believers. I got fire in my pocket, pick my way up to Supreme. If you bet on this company, you gon' make some cream. XOY, I got lots of that. It's about to pop in fact. I ain't gotta stop the rap to tell you that you copping that. Vivo, I buy that in my Speedo with eyes closed, eating the Cheetos, yeah, you know you buy that shit. It's a new strike on these haters in the
Wait. Let's go back. That got ruined.
The rap to tell you that you copping that Vivo. I buy that in my Speedos with eyes closed, eating a burrito or eating on some fucking Cheetos. Yeah, you know you buy that shit. It's a new strike on these haters, and then this will get you hit. Yo, bow down, I ain't a hater like you. You bow down to a greater trader than you. You bow down, I ain't a hater like you. You bow down to a greater trader than you. Yeah, full alert, it's full alert. Yo, whoa, full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, it's full alert. Yo, full alert, it's full alert. Rich TV live. Ill kid in the fucking building.
Epic. Just epic. We all dancing here. Mason, I hope you're dancing. We're dancing. And even the sun is starting to come out. It's starting to shine on us. And maybe the momentum is turning. We had a green day. Is this a sign of what's to come? Is this a sign of what's to come? And yes, Nika, I would love to go to Poland. Actually, we have a client, still Canna, that's invited me to go to Poland. And they're growing and doing CBD in Poland and Romania. So, maybe we could do something there. LL is saying, is Zynerba good or bad news? I like Zynerba a lot. I think they're good news. Arnie Day says, hey, Rich, what do you think about ERBB? A few years ago, they also had pesticides in their crops. Now they are selling at 0001. Well, they're an example of a stock that has too many shares and a company that has too many skeletons in their closet and a really checkered past and way too many shares issued outstanding. So you can't compare an ERBB to Organogram. It's not even close. Thank you for saying hit the like button. Since you guys enjoy the live stream, LL says news just released on Zynerba. You know what? I haven't read the news, so I can't really tell you. Shane MJ says, Rich, can you play Don't Panic song, please? I really like that. You want to hear it? Nika Domi says, Rich, let's do a video. Finally been too long. Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Let me know when you want to do it. I'm available all weekend. Nika says, so cute, go Mason. That is the Rich TV Live #1 fan. That full alert was dedicated to you, Mason, the Rich TV Live super fan, only 6 years old. Mad respect to Mason. And I hope you become a huge success as an investor, and I'm sure you will. And just remember these words. If you're not winning, you're not watching. And buy low, sell high, and invest in the best because the best is blessed. Okay? Because if you follow that recipe, you will be successful. Okay? And what are the secrets? Invest in companies that have good management, invest in companies that have little to no debt or removing their debt, invest in companies that are making money, invest in companies that have a strong management team, invest in companies that have a plan. Okay? Invest in companies that have a good product, invest in companies that have good distribution, invest in companies that are in a hot sector that's growing. If you do all of those things, chances are you're going to be successful. You're going to win on a lot. You might lose on a few, but you're going to win on a lot. And that's how good, successful investors over time build wealth. Okay. 5 Finger Limited says he is happy dancing. Oh, that's sweet, man. That makes me, you just made my day, man. Carl Esposito says, good afternoon, Rich. Do you have any thoughts on Vrndf Pharma? I've heard a lot of good things about them, and I heard that they are doing well and they're profitable. I need to look into them deeper. Today, I started looking into Delta 9. I'm very excited about what I see with them, and I still need to look deeper into Delta 9 to really learn about this company more. Today's the first day I've really started looking into them, but now that we've unleashed the beast on Delta 9, I think we need to learn more about them. But yeah, Vrndf Pharma is actually one that Nika told me about, and thank you for that tip, Nika. I haven't bought them or looked into them too much, but I started watching them, added them to my watch list, and I'll start looking into them more for sure. Five Finger Limited says loves it, big smile. Oh, that's awesome, man. Five Finger Limited says he knows the lyrics. My kids know the lyrics too, man, because they hear it so much, they just pick it up. Jason Garza says they made great cabbage rolls. Okay. Five Finger Limited says went and got his mom. That's awesome. Five Finger Limited says I need a grand grandpa. You got it, kid. Oh, you're making my day, man. Nika says no way I can help them. Look at that. See, Nika can get cabbage rolls from Poland. My buddy runs a marketing company. Nice. Well, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Five Finger Limited says, that was great, Rich. Thank you. Hey, man, thank you. I'm all about the community, man. You guys should know this. This is all about having fun and making money. LS says, no, Rich, I know they are good, but they just got news at 4:15. What is the news? Jason Garza says, Rich, you and Nika should do a video in Poland together. I like that idea. Jason Garza says, don't panic. So appropriate. Jason Garza says, just make it happen, dude. Five Finger Limited says, I am going to be a businessman, Rich. Kid is a trip. Hey, man. So my kids are 11 and 12. And it's crazy because I have this school project I did when I was a kid, okay? And in the school project, it talks about how I'm going to be a millionaire when I was a kid, when I was like, I don't know, grade 2. So I'm in grade 2 and I'm talking about how I'm going to be a millionaire and how is my dream. And I talk about all these jobs I'm going to have. I'm going to be like a baseball player. I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to be a lawyer, and I have to draw pictures. And at the very end, and it's like, and one day maybe I'll even be a businessman, and has a picture of me holding a briefcase. And it's so crazy. And my kids, they bring it to me and they're like, Dad, I can't believe like you knew. I'm like, man, I was born to just do what I do, man. I've been in business for myself since I was 21. I'm now 41. I've been in business for myself for 20 years. I can't even imagine working for anybody else, man. I can't. I don't think that day will ever come. I don't think it's ever going to come. I just can't even imagine it. LL says, Form 424 BS must read. Okay. I'll read it. Nika Domi says, Poland needs our help because the religious politics are winning the election again and they're keeping weed hostage. Okay. VH says, AUSA up 9 cents today. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. I was not aware of that. AF Alam says, almost all Australian cannabis companies did nothing in the last 5 years. I had enough of Australian cannabis companies. John Santiago says, grinning ear to ear. Nika Domi says, yeah, AUSA, once it starts going, it can move to $1 like before. I agree. We've been talking about that a lot in our community. The one and only Doug Whitaker says, and you ended up a drug investor. LOL. Yeah, man. A legal drug investor. And not just a drug investor, the legal drug investor. AFLM says market is very volatile and up so much for the year. The one and only Doug Whitaker. Jason Garza says, yes, Nika, I heard they need more education. Very conservative country. Absolutely, Rich. Yes. And Nika says, Jason Garza, not that conservative. It's half of the country against the other half, and the religion is too powerful. Well, you know what? Portugal is a very religious Catholic country, but they're totally legal. And they just legalized cryptocurrencies, which is nuts. I'm going back home. I'm coming home. I'm going back to Portugal. I'm telling you right now, it's happening. I'm going back home. Legal weed and legal cryptos, and I love them both. That's a calling for me, man. That's my country is embracing me. I'm going back home, man. Yo, Shane, this is for you, bro. Don't panic. And to my young super fan, Mason, Don't panic, my brother. Let's go. Rich TV Live. Ill Kid. Cloud Ninja on the beat.
Cloud Ninja on the beat. Don't panic, don't panic, you rookies that don't manage. You looking at all the candles, it's a ride and we off the handles. It's the heat, cause we bringing all the kitchens out. Oven mitts for little kids, what you bitching about? Pockets when they tingling, money stay mingling. I'm just getting started, yeah, I'm trying to get the swing of things. You love the green, but you hate the red. It's like you love the sex, but you hate the head. There's no difference, I finish all of your dinners. That mean I'm taking your place, it's no mistake that you are beginners. You mince meat, rinse and repeat, it's Rich TV. You miss me, I'm the one, Jet Li. It's time that we get popping out. I ain't never stopping now. You would think I'm floating in the open way I cop a cloud. You should even shop around. You should buy a pair of boots. Hater, this my stomping ground. This is how the market goes.
Round and round we go.
Where we stop, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you stand up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic. Market makers are heartbreakers and soft stages. Bring the heat with Kenny just like it's Las Vegas. You hard haters are all fakers. I mob like don't call you on another song. I don't pause, baby. I don't panic. I just mix it up like Shaka Khan. You say tripping on his eyes like a soccer mom. And when it's on, I transform like Decepticon. I can tell your whole future looking at the devil's palm. You're too weak, bro. Cause you looking at a 52-week low. These are opportunities to seize, yo. No peace, though. How I'm cheat. I just move when I cruise to the G code. Put the limit in. Stop it if you have to. This is mathematics for addicts to latch to. Rich TV Live, he a swell guy. He'll teach you how to buy low and to sell high. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. You looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. Yeah, you looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. This is how the market goes. It's
Round and round we go.
Where we stop, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you spend up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic. Something has to be done about this. Mr. Attorney, this is what I pay you for. What can I do? Litigation it is.
Get the wheels in motion.
Quickly! ASAP!
That's right, man. It's all right, man. That's what kids are supposed to do with grandfathers. Supposed to wear you out, man. You got to take them outside and let them play some soccer. That's what I do with my kids. You know, just let them play some soccer, let them run around, and then eventually they get tired. Take them swimming. Got to get them out, man. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Otherwise, they'll stay at home and play video games all day. Can't have that. Can't have that. Mind you, video game players are now like athletes. They make so much money. So we live in a crazy world. The video gamers, the last gamer in the last major event made $3 million, more than Tiger Woods, more than anybody in golf, anybody in tennis. A video gamer just made $3 million at the last major tournament. This is the way the world is going. Things are changing, and you got to change fast, and you got to adapt. In 2019, going to 2020, you got to adapt, man. And that's what we do. We adapt and we assimilate. If gold is hot, we talk about gold. If tech is hot, we'll talk about tech. If it's Amazon, we talk about Amazon. If it's Facebook, we talk about Facebook. If it's cannabis, we're talking about cannabis. Even though the stocks have been down, the reality is the momentum is up. That's a fact. The momentum is up. That's a fact. So people can say whatever they want. The momentum is up because these companies keep growing. Yeah, some of them are not growing every quarter, but a lot of them are. And if they're going to continuously grow quarter over quarter, then they're going to do very well. That's just the way it goes. If they're going to grow quarter over quarter, then the stocks will follow and they will do very well. So right now the trend is down. Everything is down, but that's not going to last for long. Yeah, that's right. Look at this. Australis Capital up 10.5% today. A sneak attack on only 367,000 shares in volume. That looks like a sneak attack to me right there. Doesn't it? That looks like a sneak attack. Nice move for AUSA. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what the momentum looks like. It's not a lot of volume. Looks like a sneak attack to me. Last day of August, and bam. Sneak attack for AUSA, eh? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Delta 9 had a big day. Sneak attack. AUSA had a big day. Sneak attack. Everybody's still on vacation. Everybody's slow. Everybody's taking their time. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, so bar chart still has AUSA as an 88% strong sell, despite the fact that they went up to 94 cents and was up like 10%. They still have them as a strong sell. So this could be signs of a resurrection. Is this signs of a resurrection? Do you guys believe that these are signs of a resurrection? Some of these stocks going up today. Is this signs of life? Are these signs of life? AFLM says oil hitting in the area of 40s, I think. You think so? They're pretty low. Shane MJ says trading CanTrust caused me so much stress and I really panicked trying to get out of the hole. Lost so much on that one. Yeah, I would have just lowered my cost. I think CanTrust will be back and they'll be very strong. I would have averaged my cost. I wouldn't have sold for loss. But that's just me. I mean, you guys are willing to do whatever you got to do. But man, I don't like to take those types of losses. It's crazy. The one and only Doug Whitaker says PSTV has been rocking my world. PSTV. I've never even heard of it. PSTV. PSTV, eh? Let's see. PSTV. Postal Savings Bank of China? Oh, I don't know, man. You're scaring me. Anything with China in it, it's a tweet away from getting crushed. It's at $11.50. Is this the right stock? Are we looking at the same stock? PSTV. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Jason Garza says, even a religious cancer patient wants a cure. If they get better, it can change everything, even the political leaders. Yeah, and I think that eventually you'll see the whole world will legalize. AFLM says 2020 will be the year for the day trader. Rich, do you have predictions on which 4 US MJ companies that Bruce Linton will post by mid-September? Whew, that's tough. I'd have to say probably MaryMed is an option. I'd have to say Harvest Health and Recreation is an option. MedMen is an option. Curaleaf is an option. Who else that I think would be a good option? So many. TrueLeaf. I mean, there's so many that I could think of that he could work with that would be good. CWeb, IIPR, GW Pharma. I mean, he would make a big splash if he joined like a Zinarba Pharmaceuticals or GW Pharma. That'd be huge. AFLM says, what happened to Emblem? Now it is less than 10 cents. Yeah, some stocks are just not going to survive, man. Will not survive. Five Finger Limited says, I have a USA, something big coming through ACB in America. I've been telling you guys for months that AUSA goes because they are Aurora Cannabis 2.0. They are the American version. And America is 10 times the size of Canada. So just think about what USA can be. Like these levels, a gift. Jason Garza says, I think the Green Day is a bear trap. What do you think, Rich? No, I think these stocks are undervalued. And I think they're going to explode. I just don't know when. So when I see green, I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised when I see red now because I know what's coming. So moving forward from here on in, when it's red, I'll be surprised. LL says plus therapeutics. PSTV plus therapeutics. I don't know why I can't find it. I'll have to look into deeper. VH says AUSA, so the rumor is we will see like their numbers too. ABC's in, could be. Nika says it may not even be publicly traded companies. I feel like Bruce. It may not even be publicly trading companies. I feel like Bruce is vibing for small startup potentials. Yeah, take them while they're small, get a big ton of stock. So one is Halo Labs. I think Halo Labs is a very good potential partner for Bruce. CBD play, big MSO potential in the US, tight share structure, good company, good management, seasoned veterans in there. I think I mentioned it before. I think that could be a potential partner. AFLM says, read this. Caliterra is set to become the next GW Pharmaceuticals after groundbreaking phase 2 trial results. Yeah, that's big. LL says 75 million. GS Tat 010 says Bruce mentioned something about MSOs with exposure in only 3 to 4 states. That sounds just like Halo Labs. That sounds just like Halo Labs or a Planet 13. So many potentials. The one and only Doug Whitaker says plus therapeutics, PSTV, NASDAQ following 1534 USD, 8.74% up. Okay, yeah, I don't know why it's not pulling up. I'll have to look into them. AFLM says Cali Therapeutics recently released phase 2 clinical data with extremely positive results for its CBD products in the prevention of acute graft versus host disease. Wow, that's big. I got to look into that deeper. LL says Zinarba Wainwright bought 75 million of common shares. Is that not a good thing? VH says, I still like T-God, have AUSA, Xena, GWCA, JWCA. I like all those picks long term. I think short term, yeah, a lot of things look bad, but I think long term, if you invest in companies that are growing their revenues and have good growth potential in the hottest sector in the world, the cannabis sector, I think you're going to win big. All right, guys, I want to wish you guys a great weekend, a great long weekend here in Canada. I wish everybody a fantastic Friday, fabulous weekend with your friends and family. If you want to be alone, then be alone. If you want to be friends and family, that's great too. You want to hang out with a loved one, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, that's great. Enjoy it. If you like this video, please smash the like button. Thank you guys for the likes that you did give. And I think that this company looks very interesting. I'm going to look into it deeper. I might even invest into them. Delta 9 Cannabis and Upswing Trading on Facebook. You guys can go join there. He gave me this pick, told me to look into them deeper. Zoom Away Travel. They've just been a beast. I'm super happy about the results for Zoom Away Travel. Thank you, Justin, the Rich TV Live Rain Man, because he makes it rain money for our members. And thank you for that pick, Justin. And if you guys have a pick you think is going to be the next big winner, please let me know. So many good companies we're watching and we're following. I think Delta 9 Cannabis could be another big winner. Okay, guys, if there's any requests for anything to play on the way out, what would it be? We've been live for an hour and 14 minutes. Let's go a couple more. Do you guys have a request? Let's Stock Gods bring us the resurrection now. We've been patient for 5 months. Thank you for 5 months of red and giving us this buying opportunity of the century. Let's now bring home the resurrection. The cannabis stock resurrection. I couldn't think of a more perfect song for you guys.
Brought to you by Rich TV Live.
Bring us the resurrection. Thank you, Stock Gods, for a daily break.
And the trolls, they're trying to lawyers. They're trying to put lawsuits on these companies. Meanwhile, what they're trying to do is create a distraction so we don't take advantage of the cannabis stock resurrection. That's really
I'm going to keep telling you guys when shit's down, that's the time to buy. I don't know how many times I got to say it, but it's true. In the hottest growing sector, fastest growing sector in the world. I like them. I like them.
One day we gon' fly, we gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. We can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. Shoulders can't take us down. It's the time to buy and put your money in. Let the profits maximize. We the people stay true and we don't stand for lies. Canada, we the leader for the legalized. Herb be the cure for all the sick and all the broken. We wanted this for years and they thought we were joking. Nah. We were always patient. Cannabis for you and me and all the nations. So all my brothers and all my sisters go on and light it up. Go on and take it to the head when the times are tough. I know we buying in the red, that's the sign of luck. But don't panic, we gotta manage, the time is us. And I don't care for the lefts and all the market makers. But I swear they nuts, I call them salty haters. Big Pharma trying to get him for a piece of it. Because they know that medication won't believe in it. I'm so happy it's over, all the prohibition. And now we're here, it's Rich TV, the coalition. There's no locking or stopping because we on a mission. Teach the people, they spread lies, it's a contradiction. You want to make money, invest in the top cannabis stocks in Canada and the United States that are revenue generating. Invest in the best because the best is blessed. This is your boy Rich. We're out. Peace. You're not winning, you're not watching. This is a cannabis stock revolution. It's true. Get ready for the resurrection. Peace. I'm talking Jordan Belfort. Let's open up scenarios. Wolf of Wall Street, and I ain't talking about the DiCaprios. The man predicted markets. He knew it was going to explode. He knew it was making money, and he knew the crash of homes. Oh, yeah, these are the big boys. He also predicted the crash of Bitcoins. That's a big short. Stop acting like a big dork. I'ma get this pod, no lie. I need a big fork. I know about the tactics. The shorters making money off the people's back is horseshit. I'm telling you, take caution. Everything is so corporate. I'm trying to make enough money to give to all the poor kids. And that is what the herb is for. Helping people feed the poor. All we need is life, so stop thinking that all you need is more. And now we here, but our past, yeah, we can't forget. It's time to grow, and you know we getting out of debt. One day we gon' fly. We gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. But we can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright.
One day we go fly.
We gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. But we can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. The real Wolf of Wall Street loves cannabis stocks.
Dude.
Jordan Belfort believes in cannabis stocks. The new Wolf of Wall Street loves cannabis stocks. Rich TV Live loves and believes in cannabis stocks. The question is, do you believe in cannabis stocks, and will you achieve ultimate wealth through the cannabis stock revolution? It's true.